president in 2026, despite Brazil's top electoral court barring him from running in elections until 2030 for spreading unfounded claims about Brazil's electronic voting system. From bureaus worldwide, this is FSN.
From the studios of Extreme Sports in Hastings, Nebraska, we present Huddle Up, a great way to start your day with all the news, weather, and sports you need, interesting interviews, and friendly conversation from two guys that go together like Scooby and Shaggy, Mike Will and Tyson Havronic.
Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Huddle Up here on Extreme Sports. Welcome to a Friday, the 12th day of September for 2025. Back together again. Mike Will, Tyson Havronic, ready to start your day with all of your news, weather, and sports you need to get you through the day today. Of course, the Nebraska football team putting on their final preparations for tomorrow's game against the Huskies of Houston Christian. We'll talk a lot about that coming up during this next hour or so. Get a couple of comments from Husker head coach Matt Rule. The Nebraska volleyball team will host the Husker Invitational this weekend, playing two games tonight and tomorrow night. Hastings, the Nebraska women's soccer team, they were in action last night as they fought to a 2-2 tie with Minnesota. A lot of activity at Hastings College this weekend. The Hastings College football team is going to be on the road up in Sioux City to take on Briar Cliff. Volleyball team has got their home opener as far as the conference season is concerned tomorrow as they take on the Flames of the College of St. Mary's. Women's soccer team is going to be in action tomorrow night. UNK football team on the road this weekend. Volleyball team is hosting the UNK Fall Classic. They got things started last night with a win over the University of Sioux Falls. Had some high school football played around the area last night. Of course, a full slate of games coming up for tonight. Plus, coming up at 7:30 this morning, we've got the Blazing Five. Probably going to be the Frozen Five.
Well, there's no probably about it. It's Frozen Five. We know the rules.
Yeah, we don't go 500 the preceding week. It's the Frozen Five, and after our miserable week last week, the Frozen Five will make its debut performance for the 2025 season coming up at 7:30 this morning.
Three grown-ass men, not a single one of us could go over 500. We got to go collectively as a group over the 500 mark, and we could not get there. We could not make you money this weekend or last weekend, and we apologize for that. But here's the deal. We're broke ass together because I play what I say. So we're all in this together, gang. We're going to have a good week 3, and we're going to bounce back and hopefully pick up some cash for the weekend. Another edition of now the Frozen Five rearing its ugly head into our show here this morning. And as much as of a Foreigner fan as I am, anytime that I hear Cold as Ice, I just cringe because we want to be warmed up. We want to be blazing. We want more chili. So let's get off to a good start this week, shall we?
Yeah, you went 5-0 in the opening week.
More chili.
Then last week you went 2-3.
Bum 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 bum.
I went a miserable 1-4 last week. IT guy, he got off to a good start, then he went 2-3 last week.
Spiraled.
So we've got our picks coming up at 7:30 this morning.
Okay, so here's the thing with the picks.
Yeah,
I discovered this as I frantically tried to remember. Oh hell, what did I pick this week? We've got a new system. We have the new graphics. They're really, really awesome. But I don't know if you've discovered this. Once I put them in, I accidentally threw away my sheet. I threw away the sheet after I entered them in, and that was last night because they have to be in by 11:59 on a Thursday to have the graphic to fire correctly. And so I picked my picks in, and then I threw away the sheet, and I'm like, uh-oh, I forgot what I decided on. I ultimately, like, right at 7:02, you can see me as I'm on my phone, like, frantically scrolling through games. Oh, there's the game. I knew 4 of the ones, but then I forgot the 5th one that I threw in there, which doesn't bode well for my picks coming up if I can't even remember what the hell I picked. But I ran into that. I don't know if you've ran into that yourself.
You and I can go to our Blazing 5 display. And
we can.
Yes, you can on Fridays.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, before the start of the show. If you happen to throw your piece of paper away again.
That's really handy information.
Yeah, just click on the Blazing 5 display on your computer.
Hang on.
And you can actually see.
Wait a second.
All of our picks.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, there they are.
In the event that happens again.
Hey, thanks. I appreciate the heads up after the fact.
Yeah, I know it'll happen again sometime this year, so just remember that.
Shane just texted me the same damn thing.
Yeah.
You guys are awful.
Last night, NFL, Green Bay beat Washington 27-18. Packers are now 2-0 this season. The Commanders fall to 1-1. I took a look at the survivor picks last night. Three people out of the remaining 44 that we have in our pool have moved into the third round.
Wait, people took the Packers last night?
Yeah, 3 people had the Packers.
Oh, wow.
That was a gutsy play.
That's extremely gutsy.
Yeah.
But here's the deal on Green Bay, man. They beat Detroit last week. They beat Washington this week. Detroit and Washington were 2 of the frontrunners in the NFC to start the season.
The Packers for real?
Are the Packers for real? And what do? They're not flashy. They don't have the big playmakers. They pick up a big defensive piece, who had a big game, by the way. Pick up a big defensive piece. But are the Packers for real? Question mark. Weigh in on the comments below.
2-0 for the Packers. Again, they picked up a win last night over Washington, 27-18. And 3 people in our survivor pool have moved into round number 3 next week. So they're the first people to slide in there.
God, I'm so nervous.
By the way, Packers receiver Jaden Reed broke his collarbone on the opening drive of the game last night. He's going to miss several weeks of playing time. Led the Packers with 3 catches, 45 yards, and a touchdown in their season opener against Detroit, despite playing just 18 snaps. He missed most of training camp because of a foot injury. Now he's out with a broken collarbone. So Packers receiver Jaden Reed is going to miss a few weeks of playing time. Plus, another injury from last night. The Washington Commanders fear that veteran running back Austin Eckler tore his right Achilles tendon during the fourth quarter of the game last night. Obviously, his season is done. Finished the game last night, 8 rushes, 17 yards, got 2 passes for 7 yards. Eckler was Washington's top running back, also serving as its primary third down back. In 12 games last season, Eckler rushed for 367 yards and had 366 yards receiving. So a blow for both the Commanders and the Packers last night. Austin Eckler is probably done for the season. Meanwhile, Packers receiver Jaden Reed is done for several weeks. He's out with a broken collarbone. So
18 points for Washington, 2 touchdowns, and both were thrown to the Commanders that I have on my fantasy football team. Poor KK. We had a 50-50 game, according to the win probability meter going into this week. It's a 50-50 game based on the projected scores. Both Zach Ertz and Deebo Samuel outperformed their projection, and we're off to a 22-0 lead on poor KK after Thursday. I'll take that for Thursday because, like I've said last week, Thursday weird stuff happens, and it's sometimes kind of a risk to play your fantasy football guys on a Thursday. In fact, I am superstitious like that. I didn't have any other options in our league. In another league that I am superstitious about playing on a Thursday. and so I did not start Deebo Samuel. And in that particular league, based on the scoring system, he put up 24, and he sat on my bench.
Why don't you play your starters on a Thursday?
I'd say weird stuff happens on Thursday football games.
So who do you play?
My guys that start on Sunday. I give a backup an opportunity a time or two.
And they play on Thursday?
No. I don't start my guys that play Thursday football. I play like Sunday. That's it.
Oh, you don't play any guys on Thursday?
No. Well, I try not to unless like my bench is so weak. I'm not very deep in this league, in our league. My depth is not very good. It's starters or bust. And so I had to make that determination, but I have a lot of depth in the other league, and so I'm like, I can flex somebody different here. Well, I'll tell you, I flex Travis Hunter instead of Deebo Samuel, and Deebo Samuel goes off for 24.
Yeah, that was a nice move on your part.
Yeah, thanks.
Couple of baseball notes. New York Yankees captain Aaron Judge wasted no time moving past another all-time great on the team's career home run list last night, just 2 days after passing Hall of Fame catcher Yogi Berra for 5th place on the franchise list. Judge hit home runs in his first 2 at-bats last night in a 9-3 victory against the Detroit Tigers to tie another Hall of Famer, Joe DiMaggio, for 4th with 361 career home runs. Hall of Famers Babe Ruth, Mickey Mantle, and Lou Gehrig are ahead of Judge on the Yankees' career homers list. He's got a long way to go. He's got 361 now. Babe Ruth is on top of the list with 659. Mickey Mantle, 536. Lou Gehrig with 493. But Judge is having a great year for the Yankees. Los Angeles Angels star Mike Trout, he finally homered last night in Seattle, ending a career-long 28-game homerless drought. That put him one shy of reaching 400 for his career. Trout launched his 399th home run last night in the 4th inning. Seattle went on to win the game 7-6 in 12 innings. It was Trout's 21st homer of the season, but his first since August 6th, a span of 125 plate appearances.
I got a question for baseball fans, and I'm curious. I generally want to know where we put our toes in the sand here. Mike Trout, last year, there was a big debate that got sparked because ESPN made comments that this guy was a future Hall of Famer. A future Hall of Famer, Mike Trout. I don't think he's played enough games because he's had health concerns his entire career. And he hasn't played enough to be impactful enough to be considered a future Hall of Famer. The Angels have sucked so bad during his tenure. Hell, even Shohei Ohtani couldn't resurrect that team before he went over to the Dodgers. Mike Trout's not a Hall of Famer in my book. If he retires and goes through the service time and then gets on the ballot, I wouldn't put him in. He is a phenomenal athlete, a once-in-a-generational specimen on the field. But his numbers don't equate for me Hall of Fame worthiness. I'm curious what other baseball fans think. I just don't think he's played enough games. His injury woes kind of derailed what could have been a Hall of Fame career. There's no doubt if he played 162 games his entire career, Mike Trout's a Hall of Famer. But the injury woes and the lack of games that he played throughout his career, they have him out for me. And I'm a Mike Trout guy. I love what he does for the game, but I'm curious where we fall with our hearts here. Mike Trout, Hall of Fame, yay or nay? Comment below.
Yeah, weigh in on our social media sites. You want to give us a call and join in the conversation, you can. Hamilton Telecommunications fan line wide open for you. 402-834-1330. 402-834-1330. One other quick note we'll bring up here. Baltimore Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson will not face discipline from the NFL for his little altercation the other night with a Buffalo Bills fan during a season-opening 41-40 loss. So Lamar is safe. Of course, on Sunday night, Jackson was celebrating in the end zone when he threw a touchdown pass at DeAndre Hopkins. They were both kind of celebrating. A fan wearing a Bills jersey.
He was a Bills fan.
Initially hit Hopkins on the helmet before doing the same to Jackson, who immediately delivered a two-handed push that sent the fan falling backwards. So Lamar Jackson will not receive any disciplinary action from the NFL.
Good.
The fan, meanwhile, he was ejected from the stadium.
Yep.
He's also been indefinitely banned from Bills and NFL stadiums.
Yep.
So he took the brunt of the storm, so to speak, for
Can't have it.
reaching out there. He was in the front row of the stands there and reached out and tapped the helmets of DeAndre Hopkins and Lamar Jackson.
Got to be smarter. Got to be smarter.
Hope he has a nice big screen TV at home to watch the rest of the games on.
So the Bills ownership, before the NFL said you will not face disciplinary action, before that decision was made, the Bills ownership was already, and this is credit to Terry and his knowledge and his love of not only the football game, but the fellow brothers and your opponents as well. Ownership for Buffalo said even if Lamar Jackson faces a fine, that the Bills were going to pay for it. They weren't going to make Lamar Jackson face any sort of disciplinary action. They didn't press any charges, if you will, against that fan. That fan was a dumbass and plays stupid games, wins stupid prizes. FAFO, right? FAFO. Kudos to the Bills ownership. Kudos to the NFL for not making Jackson face disciplinary action here. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
Yeah, not a good move on the
Not
Bills.
a good move. Not a good move.
Ryan Martin has chimed in. He was holding out hope that the Kansas City Royals were going to maybe snag a wild card spot in the upcoming playoffs. They lost last night to the Guardians by a score of 4-3. I think that was their third loss in the series.
Yeah.
Third
Guardians
loss in the
took
series.
3 of 4.
Yeah, Cleveland beat Kansas City last night 3-2, so they win the series 3-1. And Ryan Martin says, stick a fork in Kansas City, they're done.
You are now joining the St. Louis Cardinals in the teams that have a less than 1% playoff probability.
Really, the Royals are down that low now?
It is not a good scenario to be in. Oh, well, Texas has been on fire. Texas has won 4 in a row. They're ahead of you in the wild card standing. So now that shifts to the eyes of Texas, quite frankly, are literally upon the American League. You have the Houston Astros and the Texas Rangers. They're going to be battling it out for that last wild card spot. Guardians have found a way to sneak into the conversation, although I would rank the Guardians highly unlikely at the moment. Yeah, as far as the National League is concerned, Cardinals are in the very first spot. Both of the Show Me State teams, right? Missouri baseball teams are the very first spot of that less than 1% chance, but it's still a less than 1% chance. St. Louis has dropped 3 in a row. St. Louis had momentum, had to play winning baseball, had to get the job done, and the minute that they had the sliver of hope, a tiniest window to sneak through, they dropped 3 freaking games in a row. So I feel your pain, Royals fans. We mourn together as our Show Me State baseball teams are, in all likelihood, done.
Yeah, so Cleveland taking 3 of 4 games from Kansas City. They won last night's ball game by a score of 3-2. Kansas City will play at Philadelphia tonight. First pitch will be at 5:45. Ryan Martin also chiming in on your Mike Trout conversation. He votes nay for the Hall of Fame potential for Mike Trout.
Welcome to Tyson's Island.
Yeah, not many people usually join you on your island. But Ryan
I don't know
Martin,
why. There's a lot of good opinions here. This is a safe space.
Yeah, not a lot of people usually join you on the island by yourself.
Generally, after noon on a Friday, we crack out some margaritas. Like, it's kind of fun over here.
I see Don Brown has returned from Vegas.
That's sad.
Don is evidently back in town watching us. A lot easier, Don, watching us in the 7 o'clock hour than the 5 o'clock hour like you were on out in Vegas.
Either way, it comes pretty early, man.
But Don is with us now back in Hastings. There was a college football game played last night. North Carolina State beat Wake Forest 34-24. That was on ESPN. I was doing some prep work for the weekend, so I was just vaguely listening to the TV last night. My wife had the TV on, and I was kind of lending an ear to the TV, and I walk out and says, "Why are you watching this game?" It was Buffalo and Baltimore.
The replay.
Yeah, the replay. I says, this game was last weekend.
That's still exciting.
No, she didn't know what it was.
Oh.
She thought it was a live game. She says, "Aren't there any games on tonight?" I said, "Yeah." I had to steal the remote from her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but she was sitting there enjoying the Baltimore-Buffalo game last night.
Well, because the Baltimore-Buffalo game was probably on the NFL Network because they have this stupid Thursday game on Prime.
Yep.
And so if you're used to turning into the NFL Network, which used to have Thursday Night Football, you might have thought you were getting Thursday Night Football, but the whole Sunday Night Football should have been a dead giveaway. Oh, well.
Yeah, she wasn't watching evidently that close. I had to find the Prime channel for her.
I don't have Prime. It's the one thing I don't have.
That's what you told me earlier. There's some good Thursday night games this year. You better invest.
I draw a hard line.
No more subscriptions.
I'm maxed out.
You're maxed out. Yeah. If you want to watch all the games, you got to have a lot of subscriptions. So, anyway, that's what's going on in sports, at least bubbling here at the top of the surface, so to speak. If you'd like to chime in again, 402-834-1330 is our Hamilton Telecommunications fan line. If you'd like to chime in with us, you can do so as well on our social media sites. You got the Frozen 5 coming up here in just a few minutes.
Our football Husker score prediction show.
Nebraska.
Also coming your way, so you can feel free to drop in your Husker and Houston Christian score predictions here on the show as well. We'll take all comers, and we'll have a fun Friday.
Let's just talk some Husker football here right quick, shall we?
Oh, you want to get to it right away?
Yeah,
I like it.
Because you never can tell how long our next segment's going to be.
You're not wrong.
Matt Rule had his final comments before facing the Huskies tomorrow, and the coach says he wants his team to play with a killer instinct on Saturday.
That's not something you just have. Like, you have to be good enough that it matters. Like, you can have all the killer instincts in the world. If you're not very good, then it doesn't matter. But I think we've been building that, and I just was really pleased that they did it last week. But this is a whole new game. You know, I go into every game thinking, hey, let's win this game 17-16. Like, you know, expecting a battle. I know these coaches. These coaches are winners. Like, they're going to do an excellent job. And so I'm expecting us, no matter what the score is, I'm expecting us to play better than we played last week. And if we don't play better than we played last week, we wasted a week. So that sometimes you play better in a loss. Sometimes you beat someone, 45-14, and you don't play better. So that's been the whole challenge. I think the week has been an excellent week. No distractions from the guys at practice. They've done a great job, and I've been very pleased.
In Houston Christian, 1-1 on the season. They're an FCS school. They lost to Eastern Kentucky last week by the score of 20-10. But the coach says Houston Christian will present some challenges for his team.
You have to start with their defense, what they've done defensively. They give you a ton of different looks, okay? And so I think there was one drive in the first 6 plays were 6 different fronts, and so you're constantly seeing different pictures. It's the way we play defense. So I think that presents a real challenge. They show different coverages. They've got some excellent football players. They have a kid 6 who I think is as good a player as you'll see. And so getting in the right play, knowing our issues, and converting on third down. They've only given up 1 conversion so far this year, and so that's difficult to do. Offensively, they're gonna run the football and with different runs than we normally see. They run counter, they run a stretch lead, they run insert. So some plays that we need to see, the quarterback's a good player. So I think the biggest challenge, though, is when you go against a defense that's had that level of success, if they don't turn the ball over as many times as they did in the last game, they probably win the game. And so, when someone turns the ball over that many times, you're pretty sure they probably practice it all week. It's not like it's like the flu that you can't get rid of it. Like I'm sure they emphasize it. So we're not counting on getting turnovers. We're counting on having to play great defense and sustain drives, keep people out of the red zone, touchdown, hold them to field goals, and so. That's been our overall emphasis the whole week, and we have to do just for us. We have to do a better job of getting to the quarterback. Now, the teams have been getting rid of the ball pretty quickly, but we've got to get to the quarterback when it comes down to those drop back, long yardage, or if they decide to just make it a drop back game, we have to be better.
Yeah, that's Husker head coach Matt Rule as the Huskers get ready for Houston Christian tomorrow. That'll be an 11 o'clock start tomorrow. Wow, our first day game, an 11 o'clock starts. It'll be on FS1 tomorrow. That means traffic will be heavy, bright and early tomorrow heading into the capital city. About the time that our team will take off, we're heading in the same direction tomorrow.
Yeah.
Broncos and Briar Cliff will be amongst the Husker faithful heading into Lincoln. So, anyway, that's tomorrow's action as Nebraska plays an 11 o'clock ball game on FS1. It's 7:26 here on Extreme Sports.
It's time for a morning news update on Extreme Sports.
The City of Grand Island and City Administrator Laura McAloon have parted ways. As it is a personnel matter, the city will not be providing further comment on the issue. All duties and responsibilities of the role are being handled by the city administration. The rest is currently under assessment by city administration for the next steps. Meanwhile, at the state capitol, Nebraska is now a go for medical marijuana, albeit far from voter intent and arguably the strictest medical marijuana laws in the entire country. Governor Jim Pillen has approved the adoption of the newly drafted emergency regulations submitted by the Nebraska Cannabis Commission. Monday, the Nebraska Medical Cannabis Commission held an emergency meeting to set the limits on the number of plants cultivators can grow. The commission's recommendation was that no more than 1,250 flowering plants could be possessed by each cultivator. The governor had asked the commission to consider such a limitation to ensure that the excessive cannabis production would not lead to a unregulated and unintended black market supply. 7:28. Swing things over to the East Side Studios. Mike, what's going down in sports?
Who's going to go out and count the plants?
That's a good question.
Yeah, you only going to have a certain amount of plants? Who's going to go out and count the plants? Don't make rules. Don't make rules that you can't enforce. That's what I always say.
I don't know. I mean, for X number of dollars, I'd be happy to go out and count the plants.
Count marijuana plants.
Okay, that's probably going to be a paid position. At a time in which the state's broke.
Yeah, we don't have any money.
And we need money, but we're going to be shelling out $50,000 for a plant counter. Executive plant counter. I have a future in this world.
All right, in sports, the Nebraska football team will play Houston Christian tomorrow at Memorial Stadium in Lincoln. Huskers are looking to get out to another great start. They have not allowed a touchdown in the first half in their last 4 games, dating back to last season. And they have allowed only 5 points in the first half in their last 4 games. Kickoff will be at 11 o'clock tomorrow on FS1. The Nebraska volleyball team will host the Husker Invitational this weekend. The Huskers will play Utah at 6 tonight on FS1. before playing Grand Canyon tomorrow at 6 on Nebraska Public Media. Reagan Robb and Ella Rudney netted 2 goals in the last 7 minutes of the game, and the Nebraska women's soccer team tied with Minnesota 2-2 last night at Hibner Stadium. The Huskers are now 5-0-3 on the season. They'll be off until next week when they play at Penn State on Thursday and Ohio State on Sunday. Hastings College football team will play at Briar Cliff on Saturday. Both teams are 1-1 in the season. The Chargers will rely heavily on their quarterback, Brock Saya, who has completed 76% of his passes so far this season for 659 yards and 3 touchdowns. Kickoff will be at 1. We'll have coverage on Extreme Sports, beginning with Pigskin Preview at noon. Hastings College volleyball team will play host to the College of St. Mary's on Saturday. The Broncos open up the conference season on Wednesday with a win at Doane. First serve will be at 3. The pre-match show begins at 2:45 tomorrow on Extreme Sports 2. The Hastings College women's soccer team will play a non-conference game with Friends University tomorrow night at Lloyd Wilson Field. Game time will be at 5:30. The Nebraska Kearney football team on the road this weekend. They'll play at Fort Hays State tomorrow night. Kickoff will be at 7. The UNK volleyball team beat the University of Sioux Falls last night in the UNK Fall Classic. The scores were 25-21, 25-16, 25-10. The Lopers are now 6-0 on the season. They'll play 2 games today against Adams State at noon and against Missouri St. Louis at 6 o'clock tonight. High school football from last night. Grand Island Central Catholic beat Hershey 42-0. Hitchcock County rolled past Franklin 68-6. Tonight, Adams Central plays at Gothenburg. St. Cecilia is at Kearney Catholic. And Bennington is at Hastings High. We'll have the Hastings High Bennington game tonight on Extreme Sports, beginning with a pregame at about 6:45. High school softball from yesterday. York beat Adams Central by the score of 9-3. The Patriots are now 5-7. In volleyball, Adams Central swept Kearney Catholic. The Patriots are now 6-1. St. Cecilia did the trick on Gibbon, winning in 3 games to improve to 4-2 on the season. Cleveland beat the Kansas City Royals 3-2 last night. Kansas City will play at Philadelphia tonight. First pitch at 5:45. In the NFL last night, Green Bay beat Washington 27-18. The Packers are now 2-0. The Commanders fall to 1-1. That's a check in your sports headlines, 7:32 on Extreme Sports.
It's time for a morning weather update on Extreme Sports with Chief Meteorologist Tim Jones.
The hottest day of the week's on tap for Friday. Hey everybody, Tim Jones with your forecast here. 94 is the high today, partly sunny skies, breezy as well with the south-southwest wind of 10 to 15 gusts into the 20s. That breezy conditions will carry through on Saturday as well. 69 is the overnight low, 90 and mostly sunny on Saturday. Then a cold front comes through and will knock us back to cooler conditions to start off the week. Sunday a high of 80 with a chance of showers and thunderstorms.
As you wake up, get going this morning, south winds at 10. We've got cloudy skies at 70 in Hastings at Extreme Sports.
At Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center in Hastings, you can now experience the Balancer Pro lymphatic system, a relaxing, touchless treatment that works while you simply sit back. Using the principles of manual lymphatic drainage, it helps flush out swelling, reduce toxins, ease muscle soreness, and promote total body wellness. Whether you're recovering from surgery, looking to contour and tone, aiming for weight loss, or just wanting to feel lighter and more energized, the Balancer Pro lymphatic system delivers results you can feel immediately. Perfect for athletes, post-op recovery, detox, or anyone who just wants to look and feel their best, because it's for everybody with a body. Come try it today at Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center, 208 South Burlington Avenue, Suite 101 in Hastings.
I'm John Butler, funeral director and owner at Livingston Butler Vollen Funeral Home and Cremation Center in Hastings.
And I'm Nikki Butler, the advanced funeral planning specialist. Whether you choose a traditional service, cremation, or a unique memorial service, our experienced staff is here to help guide you through every step. Visit us at lbvfh.com to learn more about our services and how we can support you.
Livingston Butler Vollen Funeral Home and Cremation Center. We are here when your need is greatest.
Hamilton has been providing IT solutions for businesses across the state of Nebraska for more than 3 decades. We know that Nebraska businesses are a driving force of support for the communities in which we live and work. We keep them connected and protected by delivering cybersecurity, hosted phones, and managed IT. We are grateful to be part of our Nebraska communities and to support their technology needs.
More information at hisbusiness.com.
District 14 welcomes Ashes and Arrows on Saturday, September 27th. Join us for an all-day festival starting with crafts, vendors, food trucks, and a car show from 10 to 2, followed by 3 local bands and Ashes and Arrows to headline. Ashes and Arrows is a dynamic country rock band from North Carolina and New Zealand, appearing as semi-finalists on America's Got Talent 2024. Known for their soaring harmonies, heartfelt lyrics, and electrifying stage presence, this band delivers a sound that captivates audiences. Alexander Richard, Kyle Saylor Band, Modern Cowboy, and Ashes and Arrows. Gates open at 3 p.m. Tickets on sale at Facebook and OutHouseTickets.com. District 14, Bar and Pizza, Hastings, Nebraska.
Get ready for the ultimate trivia experience with Extreme Sports Trivia. Play from anywhere at home, on the go, or at your favorite bar or restaurant. Compete live against players from all over in real time, answering questions across categories like sports, pop culture, Marvel, and more. Want to see how you stack up? Track your progress with live leaderboards and aim for the top spot. It's free, fun, and super easy to play. So what are you waiting for? Sign up today at extremesports.com trivia and start playing now. And keep an eye out. We're coming soon to a bar or restaurant near you.
All right, Mike Wildenstein of Bronick with you as Huddle Up on Extreme Sports. Again, thanks for joining us, whether you're listening to us on our website at x-streamsports.com, maybe on your smartphone with our free mobile app, maybe on your smart speaker, Roku TV, Facebook Live, YouTube, Twitch, wherever you're listening to us and watching us this morning. Thanks for joining us. Running late.
How are we 7 minutes behind schedule?
Oh, we snuck in Matt Rule before.
Oh, that's right.
And that's all right, because this is kind of our show. We can kind of do whatever we want.
Do whatever the hell we want. Comment sections really quick before we hit the button. Tammy says her Packers were victorious last night, still in Survivor. Tammy was one of our Survivor Packer bold picks.
Our Packer pickers.
That's a bold pick, and kudos and congratulations on making it to the next round. Your Sunday will be nice and easy. Kick up the feet while you watch other people stress it out to try to advance into week 3. Shaner's got his score prediction in. We'll get to ours in a little bit. Lo and behold, Shaner is. We have been pretty much lockstep and barrel. We're right there again. I'll get to mine here by the end of the show, but it's very similar. Shaner, 56-6, Huskers over Houston Christian. That's Shane's prediction. And Don chiming in with some Vegas recap. Had a happy flight back. The lead flight gal gave him a hard time about his Kansas City shirt, but the stewardess in back was a Chiefs fan. It was a fun time, he says.
Hopefully he had a couple of brewskis on the plane. I'm sure he did. All right, it's 7:39, folks. It's a Friday morning.
You're as cold as ice. Let's kick it.
Baby, it's cold outside.
I've gotta go
But baby, it's cold outside.
It's time for the Extreme Sports Frozen 5.
God, I hope we never have to play that for the rest of the season.
A cocktail.
Yeah, if you're looking at the video, I don't want to see ice. I don't want to see snow ever again for the rest of the season. So we've got to turn things around, partner.
Look at the mountain climber. He's hanging on for dear life as the snow falling gently from the trees.
We've got to change things around. All three of us had losing weekends last weekend, so it's not the Blazing 5 this week. It's the Frozen 5. All right.
That graphic makes me look like I have to pee. There we go. We're back.
I will start things off. I'll start things off. College games. I've got 3 of them this week for you.
All right, big dog.
Kansas State playing in Arizona.
Shoot, that's how we're starting. All right.
Last week it was Kent State. Kansas State playing in Arizona. K-State favored by 1. Sorry, Cat fans.
Oh.
I don't like the way the Cats are playing. I'll take Arizona playing at home over the Cats. Central Michigan is playing at Michigan.
Oh, no.
The Wolverines are favored by 28.5 points.
Oh, no.
They're not concerned with Central Michigan. They're looking forward to next week's game at Nebraska. Give me Central Michigan.
The Chippewas.
The Chippewas.
Let's go.
Minnesota is on the road playing at California. Minnesota is favored by 2.5 points. Give me the Bears of California. Arizona, Central Michigan, and California are my picks in the college ranks. In the pro ranks on Sunday, Tampa Bay is at Houston.
Yep.
Houston favored by 2.5 points.
Nope.
Give me Tampa Bay in that one.
Yep.
My other pick, Philadelphia at Kansas City.
Oh, no.
Rematch from the Super Bowl from last year.
You wouldn't dare.
The last time the Chiefs started the season with a loss, they won the Super Bowl. That was in 2023. Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes has never lost 3 games in a row in his NFL career.
No.
Philadelphia favored by 1 point at Arrowhead against Kansas City. Who do I take? Who do I take this week? Give me the Eagles.
Wow.
Give me the Eagles. The Chiefs, they have 3 of their top receivers on the shelf. Not much has changed. Remember the last time we played Philadelphia in the Super Bowl? The most miserable football game. Yeah, it was awful. I don't think much has changed. The Chiefs will drop their 2nd straight game to begin the season. Give me Philadelphia in this. So give me Arizona, Central Michigan, and California in the college scene. Philadelphia and Tampa Bay in the NFL.
I don't hate it. Those would have been my 2 picks in the NFL. But I elected not to go in that direction. Mainly because the Houston Texans are at home, and so I just didn't like it. I had circled back to Tampa several times. I also circled back to that Philly and Chiefs game, but it's in Arrowhead, and for all the reasons you mentioned, I couldn't take the Eagles either. I'm not on any pro football games for the 2nd straight week. I'm leaving the NFL to sort itself out. The NFL is hard. It is hard to pick. College is my wheelhouse. That's where I went 5-0 before, so I'm going to go back to the well. Surely there's water here. We just got to find it. We're going to start with the early games in the ACC. Clemson, and the spreads may vary from where I'm looking at them now to where I got them at. Clemson is now a 3-point favorite against Georgia Tech, the Ramblin' Wreck. But that's 12th ranked Clemson. That's Dabo Swinney. Surely they can beat the Ramblin' Wreck of Georgia Tech by more than 3. Give me the Clemson Tigers in the early morning window. Speaking of the Tigers, it's going to be a theme because I'm going to take the Memphis Tigers.
Oh, no!
In that morning window. They're playing the Troy Trojans, and they're only a 3.5-point favorite. So I'm going to go Walkin' in Memphis, which is one of the greatest songs of all time. Walkin' in Memphis, give me the Tigers over the Troy Trojans. 2:30 window. Big game in the SEC. It's on ABC. 2:30 start. Georgia is going to go in to Knoxville. 2 squads, 2-0. SEC supremacy up for grabs. I'm not on either team. I'm taking the overs. It's at 49.5.
Bok, 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 chicken.
Give me the overs. Give me some scores. Give me some tutties. Georgia and Tennessee overs.
Bok, 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 bok.
Just give me some damn chicken wings. Florida Atlantic and Florida International.
What?
That's a rivalry game. These two teams hate each other. Florida International from Fort Lauderdale is the home team. The Panthers have the most badass uniforms in college football. I am taking the Florida International Panthers at -2.5. And then the spread that I am bewildered at. I got it at -4. It's now -3. Something is wrong with the South Carolina Vanderbilt spread. Now, Vanderbilt has looked somewhat impressive in their first 2 games. But it's freaking Vanderbilt, man. It's Vandy. Yes, did they knock off top-ranked Alabama a year ago? Yes. But they're playing South Carolina. They're playing against Beamer Ball. South Carolina.
Beamer Ball.
It's Beamer Ball. Shane Beamer's the head coach. Son of legendary head coach Frank Beamer. They care about special teams. It's only a 3-point spread, and that one has me scratching my head. It looks like a trap. It smells like a trap. It's probably a trap, but I'm going to walk into it with both feet and dive in to the South Carolina Gamecocks. 6:45, that's the evening kickoff. Hopefully by that point we're 4-0, and we are singing the praises of Beamer Ball to get back to our beloved 5-0. That's my parlay this week. I'm also considering throwing Vatek in there with their matchup against Old Dominion. I'm still considering squeezing in some of that NFL action. Maybe Tampa, maybe Philly. You kind of convinced me to go off in that direction. But at the same time, like I said, I'm not betting pro football yet. So there's my 5.
You got some interesting picks. I got the graphics up. That's an interesting set of games. Clemson, Florida International.
Yes.
South Carolina, Memphis, and you've got the overs on Georgia and Tennessee. I've got Arizona, Central Michigan, and California college football. I've got the Eagles and the Buccaneers in pro football. The IT guy checking in. You can see his picks up on our video stream. He's on Oregon this week as a 27.5-point favorite on the road at Northwestern.
Oh, sure.
He's also on New Mexico, getting 15.5 points at UCLA.
Oh.
He's on USC. He's on USC. The Trojans, a 20.5-point favorite at home against Purdue. Then he's got a couple of NFL games. Dallas, 4.5-point favorite over the New York Giants at home.
Yep.
And he's also on the Rams, 5.5-point favorite at Tennessee.
Okay.
So the IT guy, Oregon, New Mexico, USC in college football, the Rams, and the Cowboys in NFL football. And just to bring you up to date on the standings so far, you're still out on top after last week's miserable weekend. You're sitting at 10-5 on the season. Me and the IT guy We are 2 games back at 8-7. So we got to make a push. We got to make a push this week. So there's your Blazing 5 picks for this week.
Let's just all collectively make a agreement to go over 500 so that we can get rid of the snow and ice and get back to more chili.
Yeah, I don't want to play that ice thing ever again. There's no reason why we can't pick out 5 games out of this slate to go above 500.
We even added help. Like Shaner came on board to be like the third person so that we could get a little boost to try to go over the 500 mark. Well, hell, that didn't help last week. Last week we stunk.
Yeah, we'll be better.
We stunk
this week. Anyway, that's your Frozen 5, Blazing 5. Call it what you want. Call it trash if you want.
Not a damn one of us is on the same game. We have 15 different games to watch. That's wild.
That's interesting. 15 selections. Yeah, you put $100 a piece on each of those selections. You'll be living underneath the overpass like I am. Yeah, I might have to run an extension cord from the nearest convenience store and the power of the show next week because I'll be losing my house and I'll be living under the underpass or the overpass.
That's like eating fettuccine Alfredo. It's a little rich for my blood. I'm not dropping $1,500 on a Saturday. I'm going to drop 15 today. I'm going to go up and drop $15.
You're going to go bet your parlay?
Hell yeah, I'm going to bet my parlay. I already told you.
Then you're going to go play the Wizard of Oz machine.
You'd rather throw a butcher into the light.
Yeah, that's what's going to happen. You're going to drop another 20 in that thing.
Into the light. And we'll see what happens. Last couple times I've hit the spin button, it's been rewarding. Last couple times, the Fauner Park Casino and Resort has paid for my parlays simply by throwing a 20 into the Wizard of Oz machine.
I had somebody ask me this week where the Wizard of Oz machine was located because they heard us talking about it. And she wanted to play it, and she evidently was at the Grand Island Casino and couldn't find it.
Oh.
Is it right by the sports book?
No. It's by the card tables. You're walking back towards the cashier, and there's going to be a big, gigantic TV and a little lounge area.
Yeah.
I think kind of that's where they have their entertainment in the little lounge area. It's kind of a big staging area. And then it's about 2 more clicks towards the cashier. Past the 2 rows of machines, and they're just kind of off in their own little cul-de-sac. But there's about 4 Wizard of Oz machines that are lined up, and typically the machine that I've played has been the one on the left-hand side.
Well, she didn't want to know specifically, but
that's the one that's been hitting. That's the one that's been hot.
All right, so
Wizard
there
of
you
Oz
go.
machine.
Old tip.
You're out of the butcher into the light.
7:52 on Extreme Sports.
It's time for a morning news update on Extreme Sports.
Well, we're not in Kansas anymore, but at the state capital, Nebraska is now a go for medical marijuana, albeit far from the voter intent and arguably the strictest medical marijuana laws in the entire country. Governor Jim Pillen signed and put approval to the adoption of the newly drafted emergency regulations that were submitted by the Nebraska Medical Cannabis Commission. Earlier this week, the Medical Cannabis Commission held an emergency meeting to set the limits on the number of plants cultivators may grow. The Commission's recommendation was that no more than 1,250 flowering plants could be possessed by each cultivator. The governor had asked the Commission to consider such a limitation to ensure that an excess of cannabis production would not lead to an unregulated and unintended black market supply. Meanwhile, the city of Grand Island and city administrator Laura McAloon have surprisingly parted ways. As it is a personnel matter, the city will not be providing further comment. All duties and responsibilities of the role are being handled by city administration, and the rest is currently under assessment by city administration for the next steps. 5 minutes until 8 o'clock. Let's head over to the East Side Studios. Mike, what's going on in sports?
Well, the Nebraska football team will play Houston Christian tomorrow at Memorial Stadium in Lincoln. Huskers will be looking to get up to another great start. They have not allowed a touchdown in the first half in their last 4 games, dating back to last season. They've allowed only 5 points in those 4 games. Kickoff for tomorrow's game will be at 11 on FS1. The Nebraska volleyball team will host the Husker Invitational this weekend. Huskers will play Utah at 6 tonight on FS1 before playing Grand Canyon tomorrow night at 6 on Nebraska Public Media. The Nebraska women's soccer team fought to a 2-2 tie with Minnesota last night in Lincoln. Huskers are now 5-0-3 on the season. Hastings College football team will play at Briar Cliff on Saturday. Both teams 1-1 on the season. Kickoff at 1. We'll have exclusive coverage here on Extreme Sports, beginning with Pigskin Preview at noon. Hastings College volleyball team will host the College of St. Mary's tomorrow. First serve will be at 3 o'clock. We'll have the match on Extreme Sports 2, beginning with a pregame at 2:45 tomorrow afternoon. Hastings College women's soccer team will play a non-conference game with Friends University tomorrow night at Lloyd Wilson Field. Game time will be at 5:30. The Nebraska Kearney football team will play at Fort Hays State tomorrow night, beginning at 7. The volleyball team beat the University of Sioux Falls last night in the UNK Fall Classic. Lopers are now 6-0 in the season. They'll have 2 games today. High school football last night. Grand Island Central Catholic beat Hershey 42-0. Nobody has scored on the Crusaders so far this year. They pitched 3 shutouts to begin the season. Hitchcock County rolled past Franklin 68-6. Tonight, our game of the week here on Extreme Sports. We'll have Bennington playing at Hastings High beginning at 6:45 tonight. Kickoff at 7. Other games, Adams Central on the road playing at Gothenburg. St. Cecilia is at Kearney Catholic tonight. High school softball from yesterday. York beat Adams Central 9-3. In volleyball, Adams Central took 3 from Kearney Catholic. And the Hawkettes, St. Cecilia, doing the same. They took 3 games from Gibbon. That's a check on your sports headlines at 7:57.
It's time for a morning weather update on Extreme Sports with Chief Meteorologist Tim Jones.
The hottest day of the week's on tap for Friday. Everybody, Tim Jones with your forecast here. 94 is the high today, partly sunny skies, breezy as well with the south-southwest wind of 10 to 15 gusts into the 20s. That breezy conditions will carry through on Saturday as well. 69 is the overnight low, 90 and mostly sunny on Saturday. Then a cold front comes through and will knock us back to cooler conditions to start off the week. Sunday a high of 80 with a chance of showers and thunderstorms.
As you wake up, get going this morning, south winds at 10. We've got cloudy skies. It is 70 in Hastings at Extreme Sports.
Have you checked the time lately? Good chance the Miletta Vista Winery is open. Hey, this is Mick with an update on our new hours. Tuesday through Sunday, we're open 11:30 to 3, and Fridays and Saturdays 11:30 till 9. Not sure what you want to enjoy when you get here? Well, Miletta Vista features award-winning wine, select beer, spirits, world-class foods, breathtaking views, and live entertainment. Visit MilettaVistaWinery.com. Check out our events page for music schedules and more. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook. Make your reservations now at Miletta Vista Winery, located on Highway 281, just north of St. Paul.
Connet Auto Care is the trusted name in automotive repair and maintenance services in Hastings. We're a gold-certified Napa Auto Care Center. Our ASE-certified technicians have the Blue Seal of Excellence, receive continuous training, and are committed to providing the best service your vehicle can get. Whether it's preventative maintenance, major repairs, or just an oil change, Connet Auto Care is here for you.
At Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center in Hastings, you can now experience the Balancer Pro lymphatic system, a relaxing, touchless treatment that works while you simply sit back. Using the principles of manual lymphatic drainage, it helps flush out swelling, reduce toxins, ease muscle soreness, and promote total body wellness. Whether you're recovering from surgery, looking to contour and tone, aiming for weight loss, or just wanting to feel lighter and more energized, the Balancer Pro lymphatic system delivers results you can feel immediately. Perfect for athletes, post-op recovery, detox, or anyone who just wants to look and feel their best, because it's for everybody with a body. Come try it today at Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center, 208 South Burlington Avenue, Suite 101 in Hastings.
Mike Welch, Tyson Bronick with you. This is Huddle Up on Extreme Sports for this Friday. Again, we'll have high school football tonight. Bennington at Hastings High beginning at 6:45. Tomorrow, we'll have Hastings College football at Briar Cliff beginning at noon. We'll also have Hastings College volleyball tomorrow afternoon against the College of St. Mary's. That one begins at 2:45 tomorrow on Extreme Sports 2. So you'll be able to listen to the football game on Extreme Sports 1, our main channel, where you're at right now. You'll be able to listen to volleyball tomorrow afternoon on Extreme Sports 2, beginning at 2:45 with the Flames and the Broncos.
Let's make it a great day to be a Bronco.
That's after Nebraska takes care of business against the Houston Christian tomorrow.
Yeah, you'd hope so, right? Like, I don't want to go to the Lynn Farrell Arena with any lingering doubts that I might be missing an exciting fourth quarter. I'm hoping that by the first half, I know that I could comfortably go sit my ass down at the Lynn Farrell Arena and watch some pretty good volleyball without having to worry about whether or not Nebraska is going to get upset. And I think I will, because as I make my score prediction, what'd Shaner say? 55-6? This is wild. And it just goes to show you how Shane and I, we could probably go do this in Vegas for a living, because we've been lockstep with our spreads.
Oh yeah, it was so good last week. I can see where you guys would make a lot of money.
This is what we do. We handicap almost identical. I had jotted down at 6:55 this morning before we went on the air, 56-7.
Really?
He's got 55-6. I've got 56-7. That was locked in at 6:55. Shaner and I should go into handicapping the college football games, because we've been pretty much identical the past 2 weeks.
Well, the games have been kind of easy to pick.
Oh, we were wrong last week. I mean, we would have lost money on our handicapping ability, but we were pretty similar in that 40-10 ratio. And now we're right back at it again. 56-7, 55-6. What's your prediction? Are we getting a shutout?
Yeah, I think we pitch a shutout.
Woo! Let's go.
I say we pitch a shutout against the Houston Christian. The killer instinct he talked about this morning on sports. The killer instinct. I think we're going to be ready for this game. I don't think we're going to have a letdown from last week's 68-0 pounding of Akron. I like Nebraska to pitch another shutout here this week. Give me the Huskers 63-0. 63-0.
Back-to-back 60-plus point weeks.
Yep. And get ready for Michigan next week. I can hardly wait for that. Lincoln going to be buzzing this weekend. They've got Nebraska football.
Yeah.
They've got Nebraska volleyball, both Friday and Saturday night. Then they've got 2 country concerts.
What?
Going Friday and Saturday nights.
Country concerts?
Down at PBA.
Buzzing?
Yeah, I forgot who it is, but it's somebody good.
It's country. It's not good. The Utah-Nebraska matchup should be good. That's a top 25 matchup coming your way tonight. 6 o'clock starting time. Airing on FS1.
Yep, rail yard to be jammed this weekend.
And then it's Nebraska and Grand Canyon.
That's Saturday.
That'll be less exciting.
6 o'clock on Nebraska Public Media. So there you go. That's the lineup for the weekend. Anything else happening this weekend that we need to know about?
Dude, it's football and volleyball time. Like, we're going to get both birds in the air. Let's just get through Saturday, and then we can relax and watch 7 hours of Red Zone football, which is now the new slogan. It's no longer commercial-free football. 7 hours of Red Zone football, which is still good Red Zone. Again, I eat my words. I said it was going to suck. It didn't suck that bad. Scott Hansen still puts on a damn good product. Pros on Sunday. We can rest and relax after a busy weekend. So let's get to it. Let's get after it. We both got a big day in store and a big weekend in store. So
we'll get together again on Monday. So if you like to listen to this show, like to listen to the predictions we had earlier, you can download the podcast. Listen to it at your convenience throughout the day today. Listen to it several times if you want. And join us again on Monday morning, 7 o'clock starting time. It's a Huddle Up on Extreme Sports. Have yourself a great day.
You've been listening to Huddle Up on Extreme Sports, Central Nebraska's new home for sports. Join us every weekday morning from 7 until 8 on Extreme Sports.